Happy day, YouTube. My name is John, and this is my channel, The Intermancer. Let me show you something I've been working on. My last episode was a little difficult, especially at the end, where I discovered that some functionality that I built way back at the beginning of this project wasn't working well. In part, this was very disappointing for my own behavior, but in part it proved my point. One of the main points of this channel is that if you rely too much on generative AI to do your coding, then one, you don't know all of the details of your code, and two, it isn't always good code. So when I realized what had happened, I decided I was going to take a step back, and I didn't know if I was going to post that last video at all. I'm posting the last video. At the time of this recording, I haven't posted it yet, but I just have to do a thumbnail, then it's ready, good to go. And I threatened that I would do some stuff offline to try to get past this impasse. Well, I didn't do much offline. I looked a little bit at my context document. I stared into the mirror a little bit, and I decided to just come back online and continue to do everything out in the open, even my mistakes. So here we are. I did edit this little paragraph of get data point, the description of get data point inside of DataQuantum. I edited it a little bit. The problem before was that the DataQuantum test before did not have these negative values, and it was erroring out. So all of this mod behavior that it was testing was working just fine, but the negative behavior was not working fine. And you can see here I edited these values by hand, or I added these lines by hand, and this describes the behavior that I want, where if you look at -1, stop popping up. If you send in -1, then it gets the last data point, and you can see the last data point was 3. The data points were 1, 2, and 3. So -1 should get 3, -2 should get 2, and -3 should get 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those are all already tested. And you can see from this error that it's not doing the right thing. So I went back to my organic classes.md document, and I added some description here of what I wanted to do, focusing on the negatives. And I did add a little bit of text here about what do you do if you call something that's outside the range of the index. You know, if you call it with the size, then that's calling one past the last indexed value. And I said, well, in that it should return the first indexed value. Now, I'm not too happy with this text, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit or I already have. I've already pushed organic classes up to my code base. You can see, we'll look at it real quick. Gen AI context, organic classes.md, DataQuantum. Oh, I'm on the master branch. What's going on? I've got this branch going too long. I'm still on the create roadmap branch. This is something I gotta fix. Gen AI context, organic classes, and you can see here the refresh. So going back to Claude, we will go to projects, go to Guy F, make sure that this is, if you'll remember, I'm on the create roadmap branch. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh that to make sure that I have the most recent version of the organic classes.md. When that's done now, I will say, what is that section? Data point, get data point. I have updated the description for DataQuantum dot get data point in the organic classes.md document. Examine, compare the DataQuantum class and the description. No, we're not writing it first. First, I want a better description in organic classes. Rewrite just that section of organic classes, not organic classes.md, organic classes.md, so that it is cleaner and more descriptive. I feel that some of my descriptions have been getting a little bit too succinct, so I don't want to repeat myself a lot, but I'm happy to be descriptive with things because clearly I was not descriptive enough there. Gathering my thoughts. Be right there. Okay. Okay, so it did it, the get data point method, it added index behavior, negative indices, out of bound indices, examples. Wow, this is a lot. We're going with this. Methods. Copy all this. And that should be in Markdown also. And it starts with this whole methods section. So let's go ahead and just paste there. Okay. Get value, a convenience method for get data point index get value. Okay. So let's just get rid of this old section. Save that. Excellent. Now okay. So, excellent. We're taking that, keeping that DataQuantum consumer. It's got its methods. Okay. Methods for DataQuantum. Examples, exception. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is say I have added that to the document, but I haven't pushed it up to GitHub yet. Okay, DataQuantum. rewrite DataQuantum.java using the corrected logic. All right. And get data points, get data point. Else, actual index. I feel like this is what I was supposed to have at the beginning. Would this correct it for negative indexes? How did this work for positive indexes? Index mod size plus size mod size. Okay. So now I'm just going to copy this. And then back over here in the code for DataQuantum, I'm going to replace all of this with the new stuff. Save that. And I'm going to build. Building failed. Building Gaia core failed. Okay. There are multiple formatters for Java. One of them should be configured as default. Oh gosh. Okay. So DataQuantum is there. DataQuantum test. Does this work now? Build successful. It passed. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. DataQuantum test passes now with the lines that I added. I haven't been having Claude generate too many. It's generated a lot of the tests. That's a lie. It's generated a lot of the tests, but I haven't put much of the test behavior in the context documents. So I realized a few weeks ago that I would not be able to just regenerate everything from the context documents. That's probably a feature, not a bug. Probably. But right now we are going to go through the problems here. Gene generator test. Consume DataQuantum. Gene.consume. What? Oh my goodness, this is such weird stuff. Look at what it does. It calls gene generator to get a random gene, and it does 100 times to see if it finds an instance of addition gene. Should eventually, why would it, oh my heavens. This is just so bad. We've got test genes dot adder gene. Right? Why is that a adder gene? Does it say adder gene and then get adder gene? Test genes, outline. public static class. Okay. Test new. Okay, new. Right. Outer gene, amount, input index, and ID. Okay. We'll say 1.0, -1. What else? ID. Adder gene. Test genes dot adder gene. You know what? I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of this part. Oh no, that's gonna add a whole bunch of stuff. Test genes dot adder gene. Okay. Now we can get rid of this. DataQuantum. Okay, another one. Test get random gene addition gene generator test. What all is it doing? Test get random gene returns valid gene. Test random gene returns basic gene types. Test get random gene has unique IDs. Gene ID format, gene index, operation constants, test random. Arithmetic. Okay, now we're just getting into I don't need to test. Okay, whatever. Get random gene operation constant sign genes. All right, I'm reading through some of the stuff that it does, and all this crap where it does like 100 genes, 100 tests to gene generator, and tests to they're in. I'm getting rid of all of these. Getting rid of all of these. I should probably start doing descriptions for the kind of tests I want to do. Get random gene constant randomization. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Is data, they're all DataQuantum consumers. If it's a gene, it's a DataQuantum consumer. Test get random gene implements mutation. I'm not testing that. Test get random gene can be copied. I'm not testing anything in the gene generator that is just behavior on gene. Because right now, all of my genes are subclasses of gene. So all of the stuff that it's testing for here in gene generator is it really doing the stuff that's listed in gene? So I'm not testing it. Test get random function, add value, DataQuantum. Okay, we'll leave that one. Random gene distribution. Okay, that's a good one to test. Get random gene addition behavior. Definitely not this one. Sign gene behavior, not that one. I'm not adding any tests that should in gene generator that should be tests of the specific concrete classes. Not doing it. Test get random gene performance. Okay, sure, whatever. No. No. This is not the appropriate place for performance testing. Which was this opus? Consistency with same type. All genes should have consistent structure. Good Lord. Okay. Now then, save this. Okay, all the problems with gene generator test 1. We're just going through all of this stuff. First, I want to just build successful. Okay. Okay, that's from the previous ones. Now let's go back to problems. We got rid of a lot of problems there. We're just going to work through. This video is about getting to a good build. Once I get to a good build, hopefully I'm in a place where I can finally close out this branch. I should have done that before I started on this whole mutation adventure. But that's what we're going to do. That's what we're trying to do. DataQuantum test. Throwable method. DataQuantum test. Test add data point. No. Assert throws. DataQuantum dot. Throwable method result is ignored. Assert that the exception of the supply throws an exception of the expected type. What happens if I say explain using Copilot? This warning means that the result, the thrown exception from assert throws, is not being used. Assign the result to a variable or use it in an assertion. Okay, so I can just say illegal argument exception equals, right? Right? So what does it want me to do with it? I don't need to use it. Okay, how can I ignore this? Okay, here it says I can suppress the warning. How do I suppress the warning? You can use the suppress warnings result of method call ignored. Okay. I think I'm going to need this. Okay. I did suppress warning. Suppress warnings. Throwable method results. Test add data point. No, suppress warnings. Okay, I did that. Why is it still showing up? Okay, it's compiling things. That forced to compile, whatever. I don't think I like Visual Studio Code. When I'm ready to spend more money than $20 a month that I'm spending on Claude, I think the next thing I'm going to do is get IntelliJ for my personal use. All right, where are my problems at? It still has that listed as a problem. So how can I deal with this? It can probably deal with it. Let's see, if I do it in a try-catch, will it deal with it? Because I want it to just not give me any problems here. Try. Oops. What's it do there? What? Oh my heavens. Now it's just gone, okay. Control-Shift-P. Clean, Java language server, workspace, reload and delete. I had the video paused there for a second, and in the meantime, Visual Studio Code told me that it needed to update itself. So that's what it's doing now, because I tried to refresh the workspace, which obviously it needs to do all the freaking time. It's doing that now, and it's going to get past a lot of these problems, I think. I hope. We'll see. Definitely need to edit all this time out. Why are you saying you're in the wrong package? Com, Intermancer, GaiaF, core organism. Oh my goodness. What if I just edit this? Will it fix that? Indexing completed. Okay, it updated the workspace. Maybe I need to clean the stuff. If this fails, then I'm just going to go to Gradle and build from there and look at those errors. That is very disheartening. DataQuantum is in there, right? DataQuantum. Organism, yeah. I don't know what is wrong with this thing, but I am not going to pay attention to those errors for a little bit. Okay. Try without catch, finally. What do you mean try without catch? Oh, that's the problem. Wow. Huh. Wow. Okay, so my code complete had added I had an extra closing brace in this test add data point null, and the whole thing was going wonky. I don't know if that's a problem with Visual Studio Code or what, but that was interesting. Doing the Gradle build made it obvious where my problem was. Whatever. Okay, what does it say? Throwable method, but yeah, okay. What else do you want me to do? What about Gradle? What do you think now, Gradle? Test, organism test. Okay, we're going to ignore this problems tab for now. Ignoring that problems tab because it doesn't even know what the problems are. Organism test. Go back to this bad boy. Got too many tabs open. I don't like it. Close others. Test get mutation command list single chromosome. Oh, it's just a test failure. Where does it fail? In 312. Ah, has that little trouble arrow there at the end. Barely see it peeking through. Greater than 10. Oh, of course. Of course. It does not know how to count how many mutations should be there. What did it say the problem? How many did it say? Oh, no. Let's see. Failed. See the report. Okay, copy this. Let's look at the report. Expected true, but was false. Oh, son of a... Okay, line 312. Assert. Mutations.size. Organism. The organism has one chromosome. The chromosome has one gene. So, let's see, organism. How many mutations can chromosomes? No, so it's got one. Okay, and then for chromosome, two. You know what? Looking at this needs to go inside of the greater than 1. I don't need to delete a gene if it's only got one gene. So 2. And then the addition gene. I think it's addition gene, right? You know what? I'm just going to put a breakpoint here. I'm going to debug this test. I'm going to see what it is. I'm going to compare it to that, and I'm going to go on about my happy day. Mutation size is 6. All right, 6. 6 it is. 6 it is. Assert equals 6. Mutations.size. I don't like this greater than thing. Just play through that. Okay. Does this play now? Does build work now? Oh, chromosome test failed. Get mutation command list single gene. Chromosome test. Here we go. Test, get mutation command list single gene, chromosome. Adds an adder gene. Add mutations. Okay. Exchange, we expect it to be 0 because we only have 1. Remove, no, 0. Assert equals say 3. We'll see if that'll come. We'll fiddle with this. You know what? I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I'm just gonna debug it, and whatever it has, that's what it's gonna get. That's what it's going to expect. It's 5. Okay. Let's see here. Let's run all these. Build failed, that's fine. 432. 432. Oh, whatever. Where's the terminal? Test results. Okay. Test mutation includes gene mutations. Should include all gene mutations plus its own. Okay. Well, let's debug this, see what happens. This is because I moved that one chromosome. If it only has one, it only gets the add. That's what we're getting here. Okay. Where are we at now? I'll play this through to the end. Build that. Oh, still failing. Organism test. Line 347. Oh, I bet this is 14. Assert equals 14. Because I took out that one. Now try. .438. Organism test. I'm in organism test. 438. Assert equals 2. We're just guessing. Let's see if that passes. No. 438. Zero. Added chromosome.get genes.size. Oh my heavens, this is where it does that. This is the one that started the whole thing, where I wanted to say, okay, this really needs to go into gene generator. This doesn't need to be here at all, because I have no way to get that handle anyway. I'm picking it out. Oh, and the next one too. Too much testing, questionable value. Where are we at now? Hmm, 47 minutes. So let's see here, what's this one doing? Give me the Expected 14, but was 13. Okay, you know what? 13 it is. There you go. Congratulations. Now where are we at? Whoa, build successful. Build freaking successful. Okay. Where can I do that in my environment now? Test add chromosome. Did that trigger a build? Looks like it did. Okay. Is there a way for me to deal with this? Press warnings doesn't do anything. That seems to be useless code. Okay, throwable method result is ignored. Let's see if Claude has a way. Visual Studio Code is complaining about whoa, no, not what I want. Throwable method result is ignored. Copy message. In some unit test where I am using assert throws from JUnit, right? I'm using JUnit, not testng. Yeah. JUnit. I tried the suppress warnings annotation, but the warning is still reported in the IDE. How do I get Visual Studio Code to ignore that warning? Cleanest approach is to actually use, okay. That didn't work. I'm not going into there. Not doing that. No. Okay. We'll go with this one. It does the exception and then it asserts. Okay. So here we can do this, get rid of this, get rid of the try and the catch. illegal argument exception equals okay. That does it. The other one is here. Illegal state exception equals, turn that, okay, there, illegal argument exception equals okay. Now my build successful. All my tests are running. My mutation behavior is in. My context documents are all updated. I'm pushing this up. I'm going to close the branch offline, and I'm calling this a win. I've been spending way too much time on this. Thank you for your time.